right. Are we live? Are we live? Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a, I guess you could call it special broadcast of the NJCourts TV channel. It's kind of a continuance of an investigation that I've been doing off and on with you guys here as an audience. I've shared kind of the details about this investigation, and I know from a last live stream we did when we were kind of talking about this, when we did a walk and talk, remember? Oh, almost dropped something right important. I showed you guys that walking path I was going behind the grocery store. Remember, had all those photos all thrown on the ground like trash. So again, just kind of continuing everything we're doing. What up, Roofer? What up, Stinky Pinky? Yo, that's a lie, because you've donated before, you little liar. Appreciate the support. So yeah, so we're just continuing that. So I'm here at a local park. As a matter of fact, this park is kind of the closest park, I would say, near where this problem, where I've deemed the issue, is going on. So I have a feeling a lot of the people that probably shoplift or are part of the issues going on in this shopping center either hang out here during the day because it's, you know, a lot of trees in the summertime, keeps you cool, or use this area to traverse back and forth from where they're camped out at. They used to be camped out pretty much near that ditch I was walking along with you guys, but I think the police have managed to kind of move them, and I've noticed that they're kind of walking across the road from the grocery store that they're hanging around at and where they're shoplifting from. Now, not saying all of them are, okay? Some of them may just be hanging out to, you know, just ask for money. Hey, do your thing. And even then, I don't think I have, but I appreciate if it seems like I don't have any filters on. I promise you that, but maybe I have. But anyways, good to see you, 03. What was, damn it. That comment threw me off where I was going. Anywho, oh yeah, even the people that are just there begging for money, as part of my ongoing and off-going on investigation with you guys, I've kind of caught a little scam going on, and I'm going to share that with you guys before we start our current investigation. So, without getting into too much details and hopefully not confusing you, basically what I have kind of, and again, this is all hearsay at this moment until I can, you know, finish the investigation and you know, put some facts together. But basically, from what I've been able to observe, there's kind of like a ringleader, okay? And I know who this person is because I've been shopping from this store for a few years now, right? You guys have been following me. I've been down here in Las Cruces for a couple of years now. And I see this individual all the time. But I see how they move, and they just don't seem like a normal homeless person. And what I mean by that is I've seen them in a vehicle before. As a matter of fact, they used to drive this like really shitty, beat up like cargo van. I mean, I'm talking, look like somebody just took a fucking sledgehammer and so you know that thing didn't even have a license plate. You know, it didn't have registration or insurance. And this guy used to drop off a group of these people at the shopping center, and they'd all get off early in the morning. They'd all get off. They'd all go to their like little designated corners, okay? And I thought it was like, holy shit, these people got like, it's like a little business, you know? The guy drops them off. They got a little designated corner. Some of them even have their little pooches with them, you know? And I'm sure the pooches are taken care of for the most part. They look like they are, but once it gets to the summertime, you see them bringing them with them, and they're not out in the shade, man. And it really pisses me off to see them putting the dogs in that position. And I think they're doing it because obviously, you know, it makes people feel sorry for the animal and give them money. And most of the times, that money's not even going to get water for the dog or food for the dog because they can get all that for free. Okay, they don't. If anything, they have plenty of food. Okay, for the dog. Okay, they just don't show it to you. But anyways, long story short, I've noticed this kind of ringleader, all right? So that was a few years back, you know. So now that we've, you know, fast forward to now, in my observations, I've noticed he's back, and he's doing the same thing. Get this, though. This motherfucker, he's upgraded from this beat-up white cargo van, okay? As a matter of fact, let me just show you here. I have a whole video that we can watch, but let me just start with some few photo stills because it'll be easier, and then we'll watch a little video, Okay, so check this out. Let me show you. Start off with a picture. How do they say it in court? It's not evidence. It's exhibit number 1. There we go. Exhibit number 1. The guy. That's him. Nope, that's him. So get this shit. Now what he does, and this is what really ticks me off. He dresses. It's kind of hard to see here. I don't know if I can zoom in on the picture. Oh no, that zooms in on me. Oh wait, hold on. I can zoom in on the picture here. He now dresses in a camouflage uniform. So basically trying to look like he's a vet or an ex, you know. I mean, he looks pretty obvious that he's not, just the way he's dressed in it. But, I mean, I guess for those that may just not know, you know, he's trying to scam. So that pisses me off because that's stolen valor, okay, which technically is, I think, a federal offense on the federal offense level. So that's the dude, okay? Now, do you see a beat-up white van anymore? What I see is that's either a Dodge. I think from the other picture we're going to see, I think it's a Nissan. I thought it was a Dodge, but I'm pretty sure it's a Nissan. Homeboy's got what looks to appear like a 2016 or newer Nissan pickup truck, extended cab. Dude, that's better vehicle than what I'm driving right now. I'd like to have a little pickup truck, okay? So, this guy, and we might see him today, who knows, obviously he doesn't seem too homeless if he's driving a vehicle. And I think it's got Texas license plates. Now, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Go to exhibit number 2. So, I was doing an observation one day, right? And this is where we got these photo stills. So I see him getting in the truck. I said, holy shit, the guy has got a new truck. Well, let's see where else he goes. Well, this was around lunchtime, mind you. So I have a feeling he probably made his daily goal, you know? And he gets in his truck, right? Oops, kind of fucked this up. Oh, there we go. Let me move this here. So he gets in his truck, right? And then look what this motherfucker does. He drives over to the little gas station that's within the same little plaza that he's scamming out of, and goes and fills up his truck. Now, you want to know why I know how he filled up his truck? Because as a poor guy myself, I know exactly what about $5 worth of gas gets you and how long it takes you to pump $5 worth of gas. This motherfucker stood out there for like a good 5 minutes, okay, telling me this guy pumped from empty to full and probably some more, you know, like where it like literally clicked his fucking thing, and then he kept kind of pumping some and click, pumping some and click. You know what I mean? Like back when, you know, you got paid on Friday and had that good gas money type of shit. So there he is at the little Valero, okay? So that's exhibit B. Now look what he does. So after he gets done, you know, scamming some money as, you know, I'm a vet, please help a poor vet, okay? Gets in his little pickup truck, goes, puts up, you know, probably $30, we'll just say $20 to $30 worth of gas, because gas is $2.50 a gallon now, pretty cheap. Now check this out. He ain't done yet, ladies and gentlemen, not done yet. Now, you guys may not be able to see what this is, but don't worry, if you can't tell by the little menu sign there, that is the local Taco Bell that is located in the same plaza that this guy scams out of. So, after he got in his little nice new pickup truck, after he put a full tank of gas in his nice new little pickup truck, this motherfucker, not only, he doesn't even park and walk inside, because, you know, he's too good for that. He gets in the drive-thru and orders himself probably, I can't tell what he ordered, okay? I'm not that great. I can't read, you know, lips and shit. But Taco Bell ain't the cheapest shit these days, all right? I mean, I think the cheapest little meal they got is like $5, right? So, oh man, I better keep my voice down. There's a little homeless camp in front of me, and they're all looking at me right now. All right, sorry. You remember, I can't tell when my voice is really loud, and I forget it kind of... And I'm under like a pavilion and it's echoing right now. Whoopsie. And I didn't bring any content spray with me, which is, let's not make it that day today that I regret that. Okay. Anyways. So this guy goes and gets his Taco Bell, right? Yeah, gas is super cheap right now. Hopefully it stays like that for a while. All right, so he goes to Taco Bell, right? Gets his little Taco Bell fixing. And then here's the kicker. He exits out the plaza. Now, this guy doesn't take a right going into the city, you know, where usually I'd figure maybe he lives in. This guy takes a left and ventures out into the suburbs, all right, where the nice houses are. Now, I'm not saying, you know, maybe he's got a family member or friend he's visiting, but something tells me that this homeboy probably owns a house for all I know. Just saying. We can't prove that yet, but maybe in today's observation we'll learn a little bit more. Now, today, what today's goal is in our observation today, we're going to try to locate to see if there's a local kind of homeless camp. Basically, the camp that was moved from right behind the grocery store, which was making it really easy for them. They just had to roll out of their sleeping bag, walk in, walk out with the shit. Drug dealer meets them in the plaza. They trade whatever they stole, you know, get their shit, and the day is started, okay? Then they just stand in their designated corner and scam. They had it made in the shade for a while, but like I said, they've kind of pushed them out. Now, it's temporary. They just don't want them sleeping there, but they don't care that they're there scamming, okay? These guys have even gone as far as the main corner, like where the chief sits down. This guy's got a full-out lazy boy, okay? A lazy boy set up. The city don't move it. The store owner or the property owner doesn't move it. I mean, it literally looks like they got a fucking business, okay? I think they even got a desk set up there. So they got a lazy boy and a desk ready to take any of your donations if you'd like to help with the scamming. All right? It's fucking ridiculous, all right? So we're going to see if we can see a little bit. Like I said, we're just going to do a little bit of some observation. I can't say what we're going to see. But that's why I brought you guys here today. Again, this is just a very small part in what's going to be a big series that I'm working on. Got to get a few things in order for that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. So we're going to get this drone up in the air. We're still experimenting with the way I get this streamed, so just keep this in mind. As you see the picture that you're about to see, that's going to be coming from the drone. The audio that you're going to be hearing is going to be obviously from the microphone from the phone that's directly in front of me. Okay, if we had a microphone on this drone, you wouldn't hear shit except the. So you're going to be seeing picture from the drone. Audio is going to be coming from me. Obviously, I'm not small enough to fit on top of the drone, so I'm just going to be sitting here in my little drone station, paying attention to where I'm flying, okay? So you guys will hopefully get, I'm going to have to set this at 720. I can go 1080, but I've got the stream set at 720. So the highest, even if I streamed off the drone at 1080, from it broadcast to here, and from here it goes to you guys, or to YouTube, it's not going to do any more than 720. So we can eventually go to 1080, but for just shits and giggles purposes, I'm just going to stream it at 720. And then once I can establish, you know, a good way of doing this, we can start moving up on the quality of the stream, okay? The fact that I think we can even do a live stream like this, and then I can put a drone up in the air and keep the stream going, I think is pretty amazing. But that's just me. Maybe for some of y'all, this is just boring shit, but anyways, so big thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you for my bonds for being here. Thank you for the members of the jury for being here. Thank you for all the viewers for being here. All right, let's get this observation number 2, we'll call it, since you guys joined me on that walk and talk where we did kind of a little walk around the area and I showed you the pictures and we talked about it a bit. So we'll call this observation number 2 for our investigative purposes. So what else? We've got a little bit of a breeze that shouldn't affect the drone because this is a 3-axis gimbal that this drone or camera is basically hanging off of, which makes it a pretty nice ride for you guys. I am going to have it off of FPV mode as much as I like to, but I might make some of y'all sick. So this will just be a nice introduction or way to get used to the drone footage. FPV means that when I'm flying, if I go right, the camera goes with it. Basically, the gimbal doesn't come into play where it stabilizes it. Hopefully that didn't confuse you. Oh, haircut? Absolutely. Now, please mind, I didn't get a chance to comb it, so I'm just going to be using a little hand comb. But I did just trim it up right before, you know, I wanted to look fresh for the birthday, so. Now, the lines aren't going to look as fresh as they were a few days ago, but there you go. Now, I want to say I think this is the way they do it in Australia right now. So for my Aussie brothers, I may not, please don't be hard on me. I'm working on it, okay? But I think this is how y'all do it in Australia now. So yeah, we got full-on mullet. We got, I mean, it's getting there, right? No drinking and driving, unfortunately. Okay, so buckle up. Maybe get a little barf bag next to you if you're a little motion sickness. Bullshit, roofer. Have you ever gone on an airline flight? Okay, sometimes they got you sitting there for 30 minutes to an hour, okay, going over the little, you know, in case of an emergency, you're going to exit out of this way. The slides pop out. They do the little seatbelt thing, you know, this is how you do it. So, yada, yada, yada. So, my pre-flight has been okay. All right, so, a little bit of some windage, but we should be all right. And, yeah, should be a nice flight. Okay, here we go. Now I always do a little pre-flight inspection of my my device here to make sure that our propellers are in good shape. Just in case some of you all are some fellow pilots, just want to give you some little tips. Now I am a very beginner drone pilot, so just take it as you want. But yeah, I generally always start every one of my flights checking out my propellers, making sure there's no big old nicks on them, that they're in good shape still. Nothing looks broken. Make sure that the screws don't look too loose. I think they say about every 200 hours you want to check your screws. I check them every flight because I'm just paranoid like that. Basically, the way it goes is if you lose one of these props, it's going to lead to a crash. All right, and that's just one of them, of the 8 propellers that are on there. So, I think we are good to go as far as our inspection of our aircraft. Let's go fly. Let's just make sure our connections are good. All right, so I am hooked up to that. All right. All right, I'm going to put you guys on the landing pad or the takeoff pad, and here we go. I'll show you guys here the takeoff. Give me 1 second. All right. Make sure we got good satellites. Takeoff is permitted. That looks good. Let me just get now the screen on your guys's. I'm going for, it's not a mullet, I call it, I'm going for, basically my final look is going to be called the Benjamin Franklin. There's one guy that did it already, and just look it on YouTube or Google search the Benjamin Franklin mullet. I'm almost there. I just wanted to clean it up a little bit, so that's why I kind of did the Aussie style. So it's kind of like a little ode to like the broccoli heads, the Aussies, and my rednecks. If you could, basically, if an Aussie, a redneck, and a broccoli head had a kid, this would be the haircut. All right, enjoy the ride, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NJCourts TV, Sky Chopper 420. We're still waiting on some good suggestions for any nicknames. If you have any, please leave them in the comments section in today's video. All right, let's go. Oh, I got to get the screen on here for you guys. Sorry, see, I already got excited. I didn't even get you guys on here. All right, so we need to get this up. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a big one here. I'm going to get you guys full screen, so you guys won't be seeing me anymore here in 1 second, okay? So get your last look at this beautiful mullet, because you're going to be looking at the drone feed here in a second. All right, you guys ready to go? Here we go. Let's make sure we got a feed first. Oh man, what's the live stream error? All right, let's see. What do we got going on here? See, I jinxed myself. All right, we got everything set up. Oh, I see what something changed. Okay, I got it. I know what happened. Sorry, just a little technical difficulty. They changed my key on me. I didn't notice that. Okay. Let's try this again. What's up, Kimberly? Ah, there we go. So what you're looking at is now the feed from Sky Chopper 420. Again, the microphone or audio you're listening is coming from me here at our little control station. So let's go ahead and get our aircraft engaged or turned on. Oh, we've got air. That was my fault. All right, let's get a little aerial here. No, I didn't crash. It just fell over off my little box. When I turned on the props, it shaked it off a little bit. I should have just took off right away. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead. Basically, we're going to be observing and scanning this dirt field in front of us, and like I said, we're just going to look around and see if we can just make some observations, all right? So, enjoy the flight. Bring you guys a little closer to me so the audio's still good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go right out in the middle of this field here. That way we can go ahead and do a little 360. It's usually the way I like to start my observations, just do a little 360. So let's go ahead and start with showing you basically where the grocery store is at, where I think they're walking from this area. So right in front of you, let me zoom in a bit. That grocery plaza there where you're kind of looking at, oops, that's the wrong one. There we go. You see that Albertsons right there? That's the plaza that I was telling you guys about, okay? Now, the corner that, let's see if I can get higher, that this gentleman, the ringleader, likes to hang out at is right over here. We might be able to zoom in and see if anybody's working the corner today. All right, I see the corner. Those are our famous three crosses. I'll tell you guys more about what the three crosses means. That's why they call our city Las Cruces, which stands for three crosses, Spanish. All right, so there's a grocery store. There's the corner right there. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. This is as far as I can get in. This is just a digital zoom, so. And see, nobody's working the corner. You see the corner there where that vehicle is about to pull right into the red car and that other like SUV is gonna turn out of? That's the corner right there. So this is the plaza that they work out of right here. All right, there's a guy right there, as a matter of fact. See, he's just chilling. See, he's not bothering anybody right there. But there's one right there. So what they do is they cross this road here, right? And they cross this big field, and then they come over here to the park. This is where we're at, okay? I'm actually right here. Well, you can kind of see me, but anyways. All right, so what do we got here? We got a few little piles. Now, I have a feeling they're hanging out over here in this little dirt area back here. This area looks pretty clear. You know, it's pretty obvious there's nothing here. They're clearing out for construction. They're going to be building some buildings here. This is New Mexico. Now, this is just 720, you guys. Wait till I start streaming this at 1080, all right? This is just 720, and this is digital zoom. Okay, this is an optical zoom. So, yeah, this is the park that they come across and I think hang out at during the, you know, the hot days. But I think they're living over here. So let's go ahead and check out this area here. I'm going to come down a little bit. I'm about 70 meters up. Now I'm at 60 meters. Way above all the power lines and all these poles. So we're at a very safe height and well under the maximum height restriction under the FAA. All right, so let's stop here at this corner and then we'll do a little observation. All right, let's stop here and see if we see anything. I'm not going to zoom in yet. I usually like to zoom out, and then once I see some movement or something interesting is when I zoom in. All right, so let's kind of zoom in from here and see if we see anything. We're just at a 2x zoom now. All right, so let's pay attention for any movement, see if we see any type of shelters or tents. Looks pretty clean, man. So I'm going to really think these people are probably hanging out at the park for the most part, or just like Homeboy, they've got a vehicle, and once they make their money, they get in their car and they take off for the day. So this is the general vicinity I'm at, area. Again, this is just to give you guys an idea of what we're going to be doing here very soon and on a larger scale. So if you guys think this is cool, just wait till we really get into it. Let's go ahead and I'm going to get you guys as better of a view as I can. We'll practice some observation techniques of the store from here. I usually have parked in the store parking lot, and that's where I do my observations, is from over there. But I'm curious to see what type of view I can get from here across the street. Let's check it out. Stinky Pinky. When we get up to Albuquerque, I'm going to be showing you some really crazy footage up there, buddy. You want to see where the bodies are at? Now, also keep in mind, there is no law that keeps me from flying this drone over to the Mexican side of the border, which I'm just about 70 miles away from, and showing you guys if there's any activity going on the Mexican border side, which might get me KILLED'd, but, you know, I'll do it for the YouTube, man. All right, so this isn't too bad. We can actually, on 1X, we can see this whole store here pretty damn good. Let's see if we can zoom in on Homeboy that was sitting right there. So let's go 2X. Uh-oh, I see some movement. What do we got going on? Uh-oh, let's see what we got going on. All right, here's an observation. This is perfect. Observation. All right, what do we got? Now, mind you, if I was there in the parking lot with the, you know, Sky Chopper 420, we'd be able to see this guy's face and everything a lot clearer. You guys got to keep in mind, this is 4X zoom from way across the street, you know. Yeah, and this is just what they call an entry-level drone, bro. Think about this. This drone has, I think, up to 4X digital zoom. They're a commercial series, the DJI, what is it? Those are the ones that got the thermal cameras on and shit. They use them for search and rescue. Those are badass. They're about $10,000 drones. Those ones literally have a 200x zoom. Now, I would imagine that's probably digital, but dude, if that's an optical 200x zoom, you could be like 4 miles out and see a license plate, okay? All right, so you guys, I wasn't paying attention to what guy with Homeboy was doing. Man, that's a lot of shit there. There's a whole group of them. Let's see. Let me zoom out really quick. Let me get a better location. And then let's see if we can see if there's any more people over there. I'm not going to cross the street because there's too much traffic to cross safely. but we can definitely get a little bit closer to the edge of this dirt lot here. All right, that's as far as I can go without crossing the street. And now let's take a view of their little party going on here. It's a party, and let's go. Oh, see, they got some good shade. All right, pretty decent shade. But yeah, just to give you an idea of, you know, the capabilities of our Sky 4 Chopper 420. Now, please keep in mind, we're over here at this park, okay? So think about this. I'm able to be at this park and observe all the way over here. All right, let's come a little closer. Let's go check out what's over here at the park. You guys digging this? This is here in Las Cruces, where I'm currently at, southern New Mexico. This is the Oregon Mountains over here. These beautiful mountains that you see over here to the east side, those are the Oregons. They call them the Oregons because of the tops. See how they kind of resemble like the old church organs? That's why they call them the Oregon Mountains. We've got a lot of mountains surrounding us here. These are the little Doniana Mountains right here. That little hill, that's called the Donianas, and this is part of it right here. Those little mountains and hills are the Donianas. I used to take my Jeep up there. There's a lot of cool places to four-wheel and just outdoor shooting ranges and all that. You can go camping out there. It's just public free land. Those are the Robledos. So we were down over here on our camping trip. We're closer to these mountains. And we were down in kind of the valley by the river over here. And then they should have, let's see if we can see A Mountain from here. Yep, there's A Mountain. That's that little mountain that I climbed with you guys with that church group. Remember when I was covering them? And you can't see it here. You can barely see it, but right under that tower, that's the start of an A. And they do it with a bunch of painted rocks. But that's what I climbed on, and I did that on a live stream when I did a coverage of this festival that this church group does that climbs to the top of that. Yes, and this is connected through, all done through the hotspot on my phone. That is correct. So that's a 4X zoom. Oh, so let me just explain to you. No. So the range, this is through, so when I'm flying, the drone is connecting, so the remote feed, the video, and the remote is all in one unit. It's called I think the newest one's the 04. It's a badass transmission system. This is what makes DJI, okay? This is done through antenna. This isn't a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth feed. This is an actual live antenna feed, okay? Now, the feed I'm shooting you guys from the phone to YouTube is on a hotspot, but the feed that we're getting from the drone to my phone, the remote, that's all done through antenna. That's what makes DJI amazing. Like you literally, so I don't think you guys realize, I could fly this, I can't legally because you have to be able to see your drone, but like say you're in a country where you can legally fly without a restriction, this drone that I'm flying right now can go, now if you get buildings and things like that in front of you, it changes this, but let's just assume you got a clear sight, okay? You're flying like through a field. This is rated at 7 miles. Okay, imagine flying 7 miles out. I'm barely like probably not even a smidget of that. Okay, I'm not even close to even a quarter of a mile out. Because see, here in the United States, you still got to be able to see, not at all times, but you got to be able to look up and locate the vicinity of where your drone's at, like I can from here. That's what keeps me from just flying this thing. DJI, did I say DG? Sorry, DJI. So that's what keeps me from just flying this thing, you know, as far as it, you know, basically I can before it tells me you're going too far, and then it returns. What's nice about the DJIs is they have a return to home system where if you lose connection, they have a GPS. You know, they work on GPS satellites. They know to return exactly where you launched. Even if you have lost total connection, it'll do it on its own. Assuming it doesn't hit anything on its way over there. But that's why you have it set to where it'll fly. Like mine, I think I have set to fly up to like 80 meters and then to fly to my location and then come down. So basically, as long as something's not over 80 meters, I'm not going to hit anything if it has to return to home. Now, of course, the way I'm supposed to be flying this, which I am, I could certainly see from where I'm at if I'm going to hit anything like that, but... All right, so we still got plenty of time, and I don't even have my extended battery. That's the reason I also got this specific model of drone, the Mini 3, is it's got in the standard battery, it's got a 38-minute flight time. Now, that changes depending on the wind and how much flying you're doing. We're doing a lot of hovering, so that kind of helps with the battery, conserving it. Now, what's nice about this and what I have on me, but I'm not going to use it yet, is I have the extended or plus battery, which lets you fly 51 minutes. So once we get really into things of this, I'm going to start flying with the 51-minute battery. That way we can have longer flights. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? So watch, let's go ahead and, sorry I interrupted our flight here. Let me drive it up to where I'm at, give you guys a little bit of some action here. So I'll show you guys where I'm at. You guys can already see where my white car is at right there. So we'll come down here in this little field a bit, and then I'll even zoom in where I'm at so you guys can kind of see how the zoom did. This one I got on sale during the Prime Day. No, here's the thing now. DJI is having a problem getting their drones over to the United States because of some custom stuff. So right now it's hard to find anything DJI. I was lucky that I got mine on the Prime Day sale for $369, okay? $369 US. Now, if you're lucky enough to even find the drone that I'm flying right now, the last one I saw, they were asking $450 for it. So yeah, $369 was a deal. Now, keep in mind, that's just this one. You guys can basically do what I'm doing right now with a DJI Neo, which starts at $199 all day long, and then they brought it down to $150 for the Prime Day sale. And then what I would recommend is just spend a little bit money and get you a DJI 4K Mini, and that one was, I think, $250, down from $299 on Prime Day. This one, most of the ones I just named do a lot that this does. What makes this one really special is it has what's called, let me show you right here. It shoots in called real vertical mode. So if you do a lot of videos on YouTube and, the short videos, you don't have to crop your shit and edit it and post-edit. You can just shoot it in real vertical mode. I'll switch you guys back to horizontal mode. And then this one also allows you to use the plus batteries with the ones with the longer range versus the Neo has a 20-minute flight time, and it's actually 10 minutes if you're flying it a lot. And the 4K is more like a probably 25-minute flight time realistically. So this one out of all of them, I paid a little bit of extra money because it does have a little bit better camera, which is what I wanted, without spending a shit ton of crazy money. And it also utilizes the plus batteries. All right, so check this out. Here we go. I'm going to come down here. I'd be really careful. Actually, get him out because you're going to get yourself in real trouble, Brandon. I'm telling you right now, man. You might mess around with some of your other little simps or little pedos like you do, but this is a real channel here, bro, and I will gladly give all your information to the police, okay, and have them take care of you the way they want to. And you know me, bro, I will stick on it like a pit bull, okay? You might be getting used to the shit that you got used to in Moriarty or that little hick town you were from, but you're no Burqueño. Stop acting like you're from Burque, okay? I'm going to tell everybody about the little shithole that you're from and why you're not there and why you're hiding out in Albuquerque in the shithole you're at. Okay, so don't be playing is all I'm saying, all right? This ain't Moriarty. Or where was it? It's either Moriarty or that other little mountain or other shit town you're from, whatever. But you get my drift. All right. Anyways, let's come down here and I'll show you my picture. I ain't like your other little buddy, the one you hang out and get drunk with and you guys call the police on each other and play your little games, okay? I'll have the feds knocking on your door quicker than you finish jacking off on a vegan patriot fucking picture. All right, there I am right there, which is about 30 seconds. All right. So that's me right there. We can go 4X. Oh, wait, that's not me. Wrong guy. That's our friend over to the other side. Hold on, let's go up higher. I should be back here. That should be me right here. Hold on, let's zoom in. Where am I? Where did I disappear to? Wait, is that me? Oh, that is me, sorry. I look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Anyways, yeah, pretty cool, huh? Let's do a little flyby down here and see what we got. I could even, this is normal mode. Watch, I'll put it on sport mode for you guys. This gives me the higher speed. It's basically like a gear, you know, going into a higher gear here. So now we get a little speed. And then you have a cinema mode, which goes slower than we were at on normal mode. Yeah, here we go. This is the speed I wanted right here, baby. Now we're more like an FPV. Let's get up a little higher. Let's see here. Not over here, a bunch of trash. A bunch of old, oh, it's a bunch of benches from the park. Baseball field there. Let's go check out over here. They don't have them really here, man. You got to go to Albuquerque. As a matter of fact, ask Brandon Q. He lives right down the street from him. That's kind of the sad thing is he can't even pay for one to come down to his home. Although they're all right in front of his place. Dude, that's so weird that all you do is just as soon as my notification comes on here, you come popping in. But yet you sit there and talk all this crap. I hate NJCourts. I don't watch that loser. He's such a loser. But even though as soon as his notification comes on, it doesn't matter. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day, every day, 2 in the morning. Even though I don't do that shit. I don't come on like that. I ain't that much of a loser. Here I am, Brandon Q. Thanks for helping the algorithm, Brandon Q. All right, let's land this bad boy because we got about 4 minutes left on the battery and I don't like chancing it. Actually, that's 4 minutes left till this goes dead. So this should actually start telling me to go back here in about 1 minute. It's because I'm so close. It hasn't given me the warning yet. All right, so let's fly down over here. We're gonna park it right here. Let me go ahead and look down. Oh, you guys get to land with me. All right, let's just land it right here. All right, here we go. I've got on sport mode and chill out on this joystick here. I'm coming down quick. Should I get fancy and try to be like, man, don't try that at home, kids. You got to be a G to do that. All right. So we depleted the whole battery on that flight to give you a good idea, more or less, how a good flight goes. Let me go ahead and shut this feed off. And then you guys should be seeing me here in a second. Booyah. There we go. So, this is it right here. DJI Mini 3. Small little thing, man. Check it out when you fold this bad boy. Let me just take the battery out. You gotta power it down first. Take the battery out. Bloop. But check out this thing when you fold it up, bro. This thing's crazy. Literally, you can just put it in your pocket. You can travel with this thing everywhere because it's under 249 grams. So basically, every country, I mean, with the exception of maybe a handful, allow you to recreationally or legally fly these without having to register it or anything like that. So, boom. Tranville, that's him. Get him out of there. He doesn't like Ganville either, as much as we have our opinion about the guy because we covered him. Ganville actually goes after PEDOs. That's why Ganville doesn't like Brandon Q and why Brandon Q doesn't like Ganville. So go ahead and get Tranville out of here if one of my mods, please. That's just Brandon Q there. Funny, the guy that tries to call everybody a PEDO is actually being hunted down by one of the online PEDO hunters. Go figure that. Although I don't agree with his tactics and the way he does a lot of the things, and I don't know if he's changed a lot, but yep. You ain't gonna fool nobody there, Brandon Q. And see, that's old news, brother. The actual PEDOs that made that fake Instagram, they've already been exposed. They actually ratted on their own selves, brother. And see, the funny thing is you hang out in their chat, so you know that very well. So, unfortunately, you don't have a public record like you do, like, you know, I don't, where you could go, look at guys, you can go on www and check this out. Like, you know, when we do your name search on the New Mexico court case lookup, what did we say? It was like 8 pages, chat? Remember when I showed you guys a while back? See, unfortunately, you can't do that on me, so you have to make shit up. Hey, you can think whatever you want in your little delusional brain. The truth is there is no public records because I don't do shit like that, and I'm not even a little shithead to even have even a smidget of a public record. Like, dude, you, holy fuck, are you kidding me? Bro. There's a reason you live in the area you do, because that's basically where all the PEDOs live, because you guys can't live anywhere else. They won't rent to you guys. That's why you have to live in the worst area of Albuquerque, because where do all the PEDOs live? In the worst area in any city, because that's the only area they'll rent to those people. So, just blew a lot of people's minds, didn't I? Yeah. We're learning. See what happens when you come into my chat, Brandon? We learn a lot about you, brother. Should have just kept your mouth shut. But here's the thing. See, Brandon Q, he thinks this is what he's trying to do, right? He's hoping that I'm going to get upset and I'm going to do a piece on him because he's a loser. He has no exposure. He's a zero viewer Andy, okay? So this dude, what he does is this. He jumps in other people's chats trying to fuck with them and make them mad because he hopes that they're going to talk about him. They're going to make an exposure piece. No, brother. Till the day, and actually, even if you did get arrested, you're a nobody. You're not even a streamer, so there wouldn't be any coverage of you, actually. So, good try, but unfortunately, the only exposure you're going to get is just the 2 minutes you had right here, and that's about it. Everybody already knows where they can look up your information for free. Just go to the New Mexico court case looks-ups. You guys already know his information, and you'll see. We already showed it, so I don't even need to go over that, but in case you didn't have a chance to check it out, check it out. Now, Stinky Pinky, nobody made me upset. Here's the thing. Is just, I want Brandon to understand that I know exactly what type of guy he is. That's the only reason I'm even talking about him right now. See, Brandon probably doesn't think that, but I want Brandon to understand that he's not fooling anybody, okay? I know exactly who he is, where he comes from, what type of guy he was in high school, what type of guy he is now, just typical one is, stolen valor, tells everybody, I served when he's never, like I said, this guy wasn't even in ROTC, okay? That's how, they wouldn't even let him in the ROTC. That's how bad of a guy he is, okay? So, and unfortunately, there's a lot of yahoos like you, so it's nothing new. But, yeah, you're not fooling anybody, Brandon Q. Well, that's why we kicked him out. But the fuck if we're not going to let people know where they can look up his information in case they forgot. So remember, I can say and do whatever I want to. It's my show. The fact that Brandon's even on at this time either tells me he's on lunch break at his little shitty-ass job, or you don't got your little shitty-ass job anymore. That or you're a total loser and you are on your shitty-ass job and you're doing your shitty-ass job right now listening and watching me, which I feel really bad for you if you're doing that. As he's right now trying to make a Google account as quick as he can. God damn it! I already used that email. Think of another email, Brandon. Think of another email. Brandon Q Rocks, number 289. Oh shit, I'm in the thousands now. Brandon Q Rocks 2895 at gmail.com. Enter. Oh, okay, yes. All right, here comes. I hope he's still alive. As I said, that's exactly how it is. There he is. Brandon Q number 200,859. Yeah, if I was so afraid of you, that's why I live streamed in Albuquerque the last 5 years. I've lived there for the last 3 years, and nobody even knows who the fuck you are. Get the fuck out of here. Take a ticket like the rest of all you other idiots that say, you can't come here. I own so-and-so. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. Even your little gay faggot friend Gannibal tried to do the same thing when I went to do his coverage in Florida. Dude tried to make it sound like he had all these homeboys out there trying to get me. Bro, that dude had not even his own family came to him to court. That guy showed up by himself and was so afraid of a news reporter, okay, mind you, all right, little 5 foot me. He didn't even leave the fucking courtroom the whole 2 hours he was there. Even when they fucking broke for lunch, they recessed for lunch break, 30-minute lunch break, he sat next to his public defender the whole time. I bet you that guy had to take the biggest piss the fucking minute they released everybody there, okay? Again, this was a guy that for weeks on before I got to Florida said that if I showed up, this was going to happen. If this was going to happen, that was going to happen. This was going to happen. All you fuckers are the same. You have no friends, no family, no homies, no homegirls, no girlfriends, no boyfriends, okay? In your delusional mind, you think so, but when you ever have to go to a real world thing like court, that's why you guys don't like NJCourts coverage, because then we show everybody what you really are and who you really are. Just like Controlla, she has no friends. She had to drag her poor fucking dad there just so he could watch her fucking kid because she tried bringing her kid as a little crutch, and the judge got pissed. The judge said, what the fuck are you doing bringing a child to a fucking courthouse like this where there's fucking criminals sitting like 10 feet away from her? Okay, get her the fuck out of here, especially when there's a guy that she could be sitting with in the lobby, okay? Where were her friends? All her sisters, all her viewers, all her New York homies, okay? No. All right, her poor old little dad was sitting out there pissed that she dragged him out there, all right, halfway across New York City to New Jersey just so he could use her as a fucking crutch. And it didn't work. It actually backfired horribly. And what did she do because she was pissed that I exposed that? She then made this lie that I was there filming her daughter and this. Do you think if that was the case, you don't think all the judges, the lawyers, the fucking police there would have said something? You don't think she would have made a fucking fit in front of all them there? Get the fuck out of here. All liars. You all lie. That's okay. You can live in your delusional world. It's all right. That's the great thing, like I said, real men and women actually fought for the constitutional rights that you little incels get to live off of. But just don't act like you're one of those brothers and sisters. Oh, man. Also, it's a federal crime. It's called stolen valor. And you're 100% guilty of it, Brandon Q. I've heard this shit you tell people. You're fucking crazy, bro. To even put yourself like you've even done anything close to that. Not only have you not done anything close to that, you don't even come from family that's ever served. Your whole family's just a bunch of trash, okay? You've heard the saying, the fruit doesn't fall too far from the tree. Look at Pig Troller. Her whole family's a bunch of crooks going to her fucking great uncle or whatever the fuck his name is that was some PDO that even his own mob fucking ended up fucking whacking him because he ended up fucking molesting some fucking kid and then killing him, bro. These people are nasty, dirty people, and they sit there trying to act like they're fucking angels and telling all these people that are delusional as them these lies. But for the most part, I know the people that are in here, you guys see through this. That's why you're here. But I just want those couple of people like Brandon that are in here right now to understand. You're not fooling anybody, brother. I know exactly how you got made fun of in high school. I know exactly why you moved to Albuquerque from the little shitty-ass little place you're from in New Mexico. Not that I'm in from anywhere better, but I've been everywhere. I know exactly what they breed in the little rat town you're from, and exactly why you little rats head down to Albuquerque. All right? All right, I think my drone for the most part is done and off. We got that taken care of. Damn, that was pretty good. I got this drone put down, got my rant out, and we still carried a nice stream and got a lot of cool shit done. So, bro, take a ticket, join the line of the rest of the haters. I've been doing this way too long, brother. I'm not a big fan of the rants, but, you know, every once in a while it's okay to get them out. It's healthy. Especially because mine are real. I don't have to make shit up. Like I said, everything I said, I can publicly prove on paperwork. I can prove with video clips, everything. I got all the receipts. You know what I mean? But yet all these other people, right? Like, remember the people that said I'm this and that. Where's your evidence? 2 years later, we still waiting for that make-believe AI version of the 16-year-old to pop up yet? Where are you at, Lannon's little faggot brother that's supposed to make that? Still waiting. Guess he's still waiting for the AI technology to get better before they make the fake PDO version of me. No, nothing wrong with laughing. Laughing's healthy. I want everybody to laugh. That's why I'm ranting like this, because I hope you guys are losing. I hope at least some of you lost 100 calories from that fucking Taco Bell you just jammed down your throat earlier. I'm trying to make people healthy with my comical rants, okay? Not only are they comical, but they're real. That's the thing. They're not delusional rants. You realize if I literally covered every single one of these losers, we'd be here 24/7, 7 days a week, and unfortunately, I just don't got that dedication for this shit, man. Remember, I'm trying to rescue dogs. That's, at the end of the day, my goal will always be my rescue and to rescue animals and dogs. All right. Look how neat everything is. I'm not even kidding you. For those that are thinking, oh, he's lying. We got him all whacked out. He probably got his drone all broken, messed. No, I got my shit all nicely packed, ready to go. I'm just here chilling with you guys, enjoying the nice, beautiful park. No Taco Bell in Australia? Damn. All right. Now you got me thinking. I don't believe that. The fuck you don't got no Taco Bell in Australia? Because if you don't, we might have to make that change of that. Yeah, right. I would never want to own a Taco Bell. Too much work. So what did you guys think? Other than the rant, what's the input about the real input? Let's see. And, you know, trolls, you know, I'll accept comments as well about our input. But if I get some serious input about the observation, do you guys think the footage is good and good enough to do what we're trying to do? If you guys get my point, you know? I mean, I know we're not using no DJI Mavic or no 10,000 DJI what do they call their commercial series? But what up, Phil McCracken? I think for what we need, I think this little DJI Mini 3 is gonna just do perfect. Thanks, Sneaky Pinky. I appreciate that. I thought it was awesome. I mean, let me just put it this way. Did I innovate the live stream off of a drone? No. But do you see a lot of people doing it? I really don't. I think a lot of people just, one, aren't aware that the technology, that was just 720. We can go up as high as 1080. You know, as long as the signal's good. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. You know, we can even improve on that end. So, you know, just experimenting a bit with it. But I think most people, one, aren't aware of the technology that you can do that yet. And two, if they are, maybe they're just a little bit afraid or just don't like all the work that has to go in it, you know. Now, it's a little bit of work, but once you get the process of it down, you know, you start getting quicker with setting everything up and more of a hang of everything. And then I think it's going to go all well. So, yes, I think, is it tomorrow Tuesday? I think tomorrow is officially the B-Day. Let's see. Yeah, it is. 42. Don't remind me, man. You got to remind me. I'm going to be turning even closer to 50. You realize in 8 more years, I'll be able to get my senior coffee at McDonald's, which back in the days used to be worth it for 50 cents. Now I think you're just saving about a quarter. But hey, I'll take it. Holy fuck, bro. My sub count is probably going to be like 20 plus today. The shitty thing about it is eventually they'll realize YouTube filters out and knows that obviously the subs are all coming from the same IP number, which that's what's going to get you in trouble one of these days, my boy. And then they just, you know, they're going to take them all out. So eventually those subs won't stick. But hey, right now makes me look good. I'll take the 20 new subs from the same dude. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. McCracken. It's a very young age, man. Very sorry to hear that. I'm always sad to hear when people of young age, I mean all people, you know, but especially people that didn't really, in my opinion, get to live their life fully. It was always sad to me. All right, my friends. About just over an hour, which is where I wanted to be at. Just wanted to come out, mess around with the drone a bit. So before it gets too hot, I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream. So I hope sub count 6, really. I know. my real count here is like probably just 6 people here. The other 38 are his alts right now. Damn it, and I was all happy that I was really carrying almost close to 50 people. Yeah, that's the thing, is most people that are young usually have children or grandchildren that they leave behind. So that's the thing, man. It usually affects a lot of people. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, when your great-great-grandpa dies, it's sad, but, you know, especially if he's like 108, you know, it's like, hey, man, the guy lived his life. He was probably happy to fucking pass at that point. But, yeah, when they're young, yeah, they leave a lot of people behind, and a lot of those people are going to be very sad, and, you know, their lives affected, obviously, for some time. So, yeah, no, I hear you on that, Mr. McCracken. All right, my dudes and my dudettes, we're going to call it a afternoon, and I'm going to slowly and carefully and tactically make my way to my vehicle before I get jumped by the group of, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, that's all I had for you guys today. I just wanted to mess around with that. It's trying to, it was a little cool earlier because the clouds were out, but as always, you know, the good things don't last too long, and now the sun's coming out. It rained all last night. So for those of you that are wondering, let me apologize now. The reason I didn't come on last night was the weather just got too shitty, and it ended up just storming all night. If you don't believe me, you can check out the weather report for Las Cruces, New Mexico last night. So, yeah, I obviously it was not weather to be barbecuing and going out swimming in. So I woke up to a nice, you know, the after effects of a nice rainstorm where it was nice and cool and, you know, over cloudy. But like I said, with all good things, the clouds start going away, the sun starts coming out, and then, of course, because it rained, guess what else pops out? The humidity. And I hate humidity, so I'm going to call it a wonderful afternoon. Take care, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for all your support. Thank you for all my mods for being here and for all your hard work. I'm sorry you had to mess around with little dickhead there, but good job. What else? Thank you for all my members of the jury, for all your continued support. And thank you for all the viewers for being here, whether you love me, hate me, or you're somewhere in between. All right. And hopefully Brandon will find Jesus one of these days, and he'll be able to live his own life one of these days instead of living through me. Anyways, you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday afternoon. Hopefully, for those of you that work, TGIF will be here sooner than later. For those of you that don't, keep on doing what you're doing. Stay safe, stay cool. I love you guys. Don't forget, keep that head on a swivel. Check that 6 every once in a while. I think you guys had my 6 today, I hope. What up, Loser-O? And NJCourts fishing out. You know what? They say something, Film and Kraken. I'm going to share this really quick with y'all. Hold on. I think somebody said goodbye that I kind of missed. And if I did, it wasn't my intentions. No, I think I said bye to everybody. There's this saying that I just saw the other day. And I don't think I remember it exactly the way I saw it, but it went something like this. It's more or less, I think it went like, you know you're doing something right when you have haters. And I think that fell along the lines of, like, when you own a business, when you're, doing your own thing, whether you're a content creator, whether you're just hustling, whatever it could be at, maybe you're fucking an ice cream man, I don't know, man, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? As long as you're hustling and grinding and doing good in whatever you do. Basically, if you're out doing good and you have haters, let that be a reminder to keep doing what you're doing, because it's obviously working. That's right, Mr. McCracken. And it's sad, because jealousy really is a disease. That's another saying that goes. But if you think about it, and you see how bad it gets with a lot of these people, like Brandon Q, you see just it's at that point, I think it gets to be a disease level type of thing. And I can only hope that individual gets the help they need. At the end of the day, like I said, we all come out of a vagina, right? So we're all humans. And if you're a man of God, faith teaches us to love each other, like brothers and sisters, regardless of race, color, and all that shit. Now, you don't have to, I don't take it that far, okay? Now, I don't say you got to love everybody, but I think you just got to be kind to everybody. And for those that you may not love, or maybe for those that you dislike or have a little distaste, just ignore them. It's simple, right? That's all. But I'm doing okay. Somebody was asking, sorry. Oh, no, you were asking, I think, Roofer. My bad, Loser. But yeah, hope you guys are having a great day. I am. I'm telling you what. If tomorrow was my last day, like if 42 was the day that the Almighty said you're gonna take your last breath of air, old NJ. Between this camping trip that I just came back from, my trip in LA, some crazy shit that happened to me between then, which maybe I'll share with you guys some other time. Yeah, I think I'm all right. Checking out. It's a good day. All right, love you guys. Take care. Peace. NJCourts is officially ow! I don't want to fucking... There's people napping right here. I don't want to fuck with them. Is out of here. Peace, everybody. Love you guys. Somebody brought their dog. Yeah, I want to go play with my dogs now. Laters!